We played this, good morning. We played this game on Saturday. We're going to play it again, but we're going to play it in a more sophisticated way. Okay, so we've got 2 minutes left. So get yourself ready. And in 2 minutes, we're going to start playing the game. We're going to make some numbers. We're going to just have lots of fun with numbers. And I've got 2 minutes to share this in other places. So I'm sharing it on the Facebook page, the Bubbly Maths Facebook page, where there's lots of videos for you to see doing maths with bubbles and balloons. Share to a page, and yes, still got 2 minutes, nearly got 2 minutes, and that's early years maths game 15. Put in brackets 15 game. 15 game, there we go, and post that. Got 1 minute left. 1 minute before we start. Do you want to get some paper so you can make lots of dots? You get some, or write out numbers, depending where you are, or have both dots and the numbers to help you work out what everything's doing, and play that. So I've got that one, refresh that. And now I'm playing that. And now, that's what I have to do. I have to do that kind of twice. So, okay, I've got that, refresh that. And then this one, I'm just sharing on the different places so that I can see who's with us, who can comment. So please do put your comments in. And here we go. That one's live. Play that. That one should be live on where? Oh my goodness. Making maths. Oh my goodness. Where? Oh, it's there. And then I keep forgetting. Here we go. Play 15 game. Play 15 game for early years. For early years with us. Years with us. Now, if we've got any of our lovely AIMSEC alumni in South Africa, this game is really, really good for early years, for between the ages of 4 and 6 or 7, just to play and yet be doing maths, which is great. Start. And that one there, have that one. 2 people want to, we've got more people joining. Let's let them in quick. Should we let them in? Let's let them in quickly before, let's double check that we've got sound here, because I've done that before. Yes, okay, good. Let's let them in quickly. Yes, approve all. Let's let them in so they can join in with us. And now go back there, and then I'll just have to do it in a minute. Okay, cool. Right, here we go. Good morning. We are going to do some games with math. Now, if you were with us on Saturday, we did sort of play this game on Saturday, but we played a variation of it. We just went up to 10. And this time we're going to, if you've got a very young learner who's only ready to go up to 10, then just go up to 10, okay? What we're going to see if we can do today is we're going to see if we can find all the ways we can take 3 numbers to make the number 15. So if you've got a young learner, go up to 10 or even up to 5 if they're super young and they're just only getting to grips with up to 5. But it's finding out all the ways we can get up to the number 5, 10, 15, 15. Right, let's see. That now that's using 3 numbers, and it has to be using 3 numbers, and that's where it becomes a really challenging. It's like, yeah, it's up. You're guiding your young learners. I'm just seeing if we've got anybody else here, just having a look, see if we need to welcome someone. And okay, welcome. Oh, Johan, well, welcome. See if the girls just enjoy watching. We're going to have some fun. This is aimed at children aged between 4 and 6, depending where they are in their mathematical journey. So, but you might just enjoy it just for fun. Gives you an idea of maybe you can extend it. Now, having said that, finding out all the combinations of 3 numbers between that make up to 15 is a challenge for anyone of any age. So I encourage getting Amelia and Maisie to find out all the numbers, all combinations of 3 numbers that add up to 15. Now, here we go. What we're going to do today is I've got some numbers with dots and I've got all the numbers. I've got them here, but we're going to just make all the numbers with dots as well. So I've got all the numbers from 1 to 10, from 1 to 9 here. And an activity you could do, we played on Saturday, by the way, is play without being able to see what the number is. Anyone can take out a number and hide it. We play hide and seek with numbers and work out which number is missing. That's a nice game to play with numbers, and you can play it with the numerals just as well as you can play it with this. Now we're going to create this in case you don't have it. This is a useful resource, and that is having the numbers represented in dots. Now I'm doing them the same way as they do them on the dice. So it's like this, 1, 2, 3, and your young learner can help make this with you, and that will give them a greater feel. Instead of seeing something that they haven't done themselves, if they've created it, when they see it, they'll recognize it much more quickly. So I've got 1, then 2. Actually, maybe thinking what's going to be easiest for your young learners. It might actually be easier to make the squares, cut out the squares first. So she with confidence. And oh, here they are. I keep using things and not putting them away. How many times have I been told to put things away when after I use them? Hey. So we've got, I'm just going to cut another row here. And if you are using scissors, of course, make sure that you're using safe scissors, or get a grown-up or an older learner to help you. Right, now, so we've already done 1, 2, 3. If you've got dominoes, if you've got a set of dominoes that goes up to 9, that's another useful tool. So now we're going to do, I'm just going to cut them out. So that's going to be 5, that's going to be 6 and 7, and then we'll get rid of this. I'm using scrap paper, waste not, want not, 8 and 9. So now we're going to draw out the numbers. So we have, having said that, if you use dominoes, great, but to start off with, it's really nice if they actually create them themselves. If you actually create this yourself. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the next number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to do this by drawing like a square and then a dot in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put them in order so we get very, very clear on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. What's 1 more than 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to do this like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's 1 more than 6? Add 1 to 6 and you get, if you have 6 pens or 6 sweeties and you add 1 to 6, you get 7. Now we're going to do that like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to put 7 right there in the middle. 7. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 comes after 7 is 8. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to add 2 more, 7 and 8. I like patterns, so let's bring those down here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What happened to 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope you telling me I've done that wrong. Oh my goodness, I need all the help I can get, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the last one, let's count how many dots. One more than 8 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many other numbers are made up of rows of 3? Because that's made up of rows of 3. Which other numbers are made up of rows of 3? Okay. Let's keep going there. And they might not be the same way. They might be tilted, but there are a few bits of paper that are made up of rows of 3. So now we've got our dots and we've got our numbers. And what we're going to do, you can either use the dots or the numbers. I'm going to use the dots because that can include everybody. If you've got a young learner that's ready to use numbers, then use the numbers. And if you want to reinforce, I'm going to pull out the numbers when we do the dots. So we need to make 15 using 3 pieces of paper. So let's say if we take 1 and we take 9, that's going up to 9. What's 1 more than 9? Is 10. Now we want to get from 10 to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So how do we get, what number do we need to get from 10 to 15? So that would be 5. Now you don't need, depending on how old they are, depending where they are in their journey, you don't need to necessarily prompt, but the really important question, oh, and then also, yeah, we can bring in these numbers so they can connect the numerals to one, 9, and 5. So you've got them in both ways. So the challenge is to find all the different sets of 3 numbers that add up to 15. Now, I'm going to tell now if, this isn't something, depending depending on the learners, like Maisie and Amelia can probably find that out straight away. They'll just work out all the different combinations. But here's the question. Here's what an important question. Once you've found all the combinations, are you sure that you've found them all? That is super, 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 super important. Are you sure you found them all? And if you aren't sure, what could you do to prove to yourself and to somebody else that you have actually found them all? And a way to do that is being systematic, finding the patterns and being systematic so that you're sure that you've found all the ways that 3 numbers can add up. Now you can only use, I don't know if I actually said that, you can only use each number once, and it's so that does make it a little bit easier. That's why we've got a pool of just 9 numbers and we can only use each number once. So once you've used it, you've got to choose a different number. That's a lot easier than finding all the different ways that 3 numbers can add up to just 3 numbers. So if you can have 3, you can have 1 and 3, no, adding up. Let's get 5, add 5 and add 5. That would be the same number adding up to 15. And then there's lots of other different ways that you can make 15. You can still be systematic and you can still find that out. But today's exercise is a little bit easier. You can only use each number once. So that's it. So keep looking until you found actually going to get, because it's early years and it's grown-ups or early older learners helping. I'm going to say this goes so against the grain. There are 8. See if you can find all 8 ways, and then find a way of showing that you have that there are no more than 8. That's the step that, say, Maisie and Amelia can take, that there's a way of making sure that you have found that there are no more than 8. So for the younger learners, find 8. And if you haven't found 8, keep going. And it doesn't have to be today. You can do it, put them on the board, like I could do it on here. So we found 1, 9 and 5. We could do it with, now make sure we found 1, 9 and 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 5. Done that. We can put that up on a piece of paper or something, and then we're looking for 8. Find 8 ways. And also, and you can write down here that the other numbers, all the numbers, so you can see what the choices are, and you can also write them in the dots, with the dots. So you can have that on the wall until you found all the ways, and then even after you found all the ways, leave it up there for a bit so you can keep thinking about it. Because once you've made a discovery like this, it's nice to be able to keep thinking about it for a bit and not. So we're looking for symmetry. I'm doing this symmetrically. And if you've got a set of 9 dominoes, you can definitely play with that. Okay, so can you see it all on there? So that's what I recommend, is you set that up and just play with it. You don't have to do it all right now. Besides, once the game stops being a game, then it's time to go and do something else and come back to it another day. So maybe do a little bit of that every day until you found all the 8, and then are you sure that there aren't any more? All right, thank you for joining us. So please do tell, if you're finding this useful, please do tell other friends about it. Please share it on your Facebook profiles. So join us every day for this one specifically for younger learners. So on the Making Maths Fun for Kids of All Ages, it's live on this group. If you want more activities, there's little snippets every day. It's on the AIMSEC SA Facebook page. And then we don't have much on there yet, but there are some activities on there. There are some nice activities. If you go there now, there are some nice activities to do with paper that people of any age can do. And that will be growing as of this week. We'll be getting more and more going on there. So youtube.com, little C in between the slashes, and then Maths Toys. The Bubbly Maths one is where we'll be uploading all these lives. And then the activities, with all your explanations and all your parents' notes and notes for home learning and all your teachers' notes, just generally activities and great questions to ask, are all on the Aiming High website, and that's the link to it. But the links all in the links all in the I'll be putting them down under these, when you go back for the replay, they'll be in the comments under the replay, and they're in the announcements and the pin post on the group and the page. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you tonight. Well, tonight at 8, we're having the session to prepare for tomorrow's sessions. And again, this is London time. So again, 9 in the morning for basically 7 to 18-year-olds, all different activities based on the same resource, but all different activities for all different ages. And that's tonight's prepare. So we'll be presenting it to the adults and the older learners, and then tomorrow morning actually doing it. So if you join us, you'll find activities you can do that are stimulating, hopefully entertaining, that with games. We're finding the games in maths and the maths in games. So and then 10 o'clock again tomorrow morning for the early years. So thank you for joining. I'm now going to have a look, see if we've got any comments. And where are we? Oh, hi Sarah, it's good to see you. Oh, Machachi, yes, it's we've just finished for the early years, Machachi. And if you just review, I'm just going to very quickly for Machachi. What we did is we created, this is for early years, we created, let's just see what we've got. Where are we? Okay, for Machachi, one more time. We created dots. So we created the numbers in dots so that let's see if I've got them all. Have I got them all? Created them at 1, 2, 3, 4. I've lost one. What number? Okay, that's a good one. I like that one. What number am I missing? What number am I missing? Oh, I'm not missing any numbers. I was looking for 10 numbers. When you have numbers 1 to 9, you only need 9 numbers. So we've got them in digits and we've got them in dots. And the idea is we want the young learners to find every combination of 3 numbers that makes up to 15. And we want them to be satisfied they found them all. And the suggestion was that we maybe make a board. It doesn't have to all be today. If they're older learners and they maybe want to just play this game, then they might find them quite quickly. But please don't show the younger learners. Please don't just show them. Let them make the discovery for themselves. So we could have a board and we are looking for 8. So we could actually split it up into 8 pieces, 8 sections. And you want to fill all those 8 sections. And we've done the first one, and let's see if we can find all the 8 sections that with 3 numbers. We can only use each number once. You can't use them more than once. And put the dots in so they can count the dots as well as the digits, so they can identify the numbers. And then the question for, if you're a little bit older, the stretch question is, have you found, if you found all 8, have you found all the combinations? And if you have, can you please show us? Can you please explain it? Can you prove it? And the key to that is being systematic. So that's basically what we just did, Machachi. And hopefully that sorts you. Oh, 3. Okay, yeah, 3. I'm not quite sure what you're saying, Machachi, but you need using 3 numbers and they all must be different. Once you've used a 1, you can't use it again. So it's there's a lot less possibilities. And we are saying that there are 8. And this is in the Aiming High resource. It's on the page for the 15 game. And it's the home learning resource. It's on the page for the 15 game. So that's it. You haven't missed anything, Machachi. We've went and reviewed it all specially for you. It's so good to see you. And let me see if there's anybody else made any comments elsewhere. Okay, that's on there. That's good. And then there are no comments on the page. So thank you very much for joining us. Now I'm going to go. And I'm so glad to see that's worth doing. That is so worth doing at the end, to go and check the comments, because Machachi thought she'd missed it all and she hasn't. So maybe I'll do that, just review everything just at the end for people that didn't join earlier on. That sounds like a good idea. So I'll see you either at 8 o'clock tonight for prep for tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning London time for the activities for 7 to 18-year-olds, and then at 10 o'clock tomorrow for the early years. Again, please tell everybody about it. Get other people coming. We want to be as much help to as many people as possible. Take care. See you later. Oh, it keeps escaping. That's me wanting to stop it. It keeps escaping. Bye.